on camera, which is extremely rare, because usually I'm not the one on camera. But today I'm doing it all by myself, so I'm doing everything, so just, bear with me here. Okay, so, as you can see behind me, all the cages are different. They look quite different from the last time. But for starters, I would like to point out that Gloom did have her babies, 1. But 2, we've had some issues. And so I think I did post this on Facebook, and I think I didn't put up the video yet as explaining to why. So that's what this video is going to be about. And if you're asking what's in this binder, you will find out very, very soon. But the reason behind that last video I made was because I don't really know how it happened, and I'm really questioning just about everything that happened at that point, coming up to those events. But somehow, in some way, Miss Gloom had 10 beautiful babies. And now there's only 5. I have no earthly idea how 5 of them went missing, considering they are in a big tank and they shouldn't have gone missing. Number 2, Lady Houdini had her children, but she was trying to cannibalize them, so I gave them to Gloom, and it looked like she was taking care of them. And then they went missing too. I have no idea what happened. I am absolutely dumbfounded as to what happened. Now, with Gloom's children, I have no idea why there's only 5. I'm very confused, as you can see on my face. I'm super confused as to what happened, and I could not tell you. So, with that being said, I also have to set one other thing up that I forgot to set up. Because, again, I'm doing this by myself, so, like I said, you gotta kind of just bear with me here. Because I'm not used to doing all this by myself. In fact, I'm used to having a second-hand person, but because that person started school recently, I'm pretty much doing all this on my own, which is why I initially said that the website wasn't going to be going on for a little bit, and the fact that I was doing the YouTube channel not as often as I was in the past, because like I said, I'm doing it alone, and plus I got shit I gotta do, so, and I work, so the scheduling is just completely, not fun, and so this is kind of the first day, per se, that I've had time to even sit down and try to explain what on earth is going on, and for those who know, this is always being streamed on Facebook, whatever kind of discussion I have, I try to put on Facebook for those who are interested in the channel, don't go on YouTube and don't see it. It's also going to be on my Facebook, which I should have probably had in the beginning set up, and I just didn't think to have it set up. There we go. So, the other thing I want to point out is I do appreciate anybody that does watch this, because like I said, we put time in the last few videos, we put a lot of time into it, and now that I'm doing it alone for a little bit, I'm putting a lot of time into it. It takes a lot out of you, because you have to think of stuff throughout the week, what you want to talk about, and then how you want it to play out. So it's just a lot of work. So right now we're getting ready to go set up live. Like I said, most of the videos that I post, the live version and the one that you guys see for YouTube, they are polar opposites, and you would know that if you watched both, and have seen both, because I keep these videos specifically stay public, but the YouTube channel is a little different. So if you bear with me, my computer's being awfully slow today. And then what's really cool is I have a monitor too, and then that gives me pretty much everything that I need to see. So if I'm looking dead that way, there's a monitor, so I can see what's going on my laptop. So that's where I can control my laptop from back there with the mouse, because there's another monitor that I see that not everybody on the camera can see. Excuse me. Like I said, when I have all technology going, it runs slow. There you go. Okay. So we're officially going live for Facebook as well. Let me not knock over my water. Okay, so for those who are just tuning in for the first time, for those who are just tuning in for the first time, and people on YouTube know this, but this is Mice Family, and Mice Family is is a YouTube channel. Check it out on Facebook, and also Instagram and YouTube. So I've been going live for about 4 minutes now on my phone, which is my camera for the YouTube channel, which is that way. And then over here on my laptop and the monitor is what you're seeing for the Facebook Live portion. So you will see something different in each one, because I don't like having two of the same video, or it's kind of boring. So for those who are just tuning in with the Facebook one, I just want to point out that a lot has happened with Bloom and her babies and the whole situation. If you want to know what happened prior, just go on our YouTube channel and check out the video and you'll find out. So, now, you saw me walk in on this video with Binder. Probably all wondering what's inside of it. Well, there's a lot in it. So, first and foremost, we have the mice. The mice names. So, currently we have Alice, Launch, Marshmallow, Cheese, Moo, Lady Houdini, Valentine, and Gloom. Males, we have Thor and Algernon. A funny story about that is that we had a lot more males. We had an even number of males and females, but the males unfortunately passed away, and so we only have a lot more females than males, but soon I'll get more males. That's the plan. And then I have a chart here of all the mice and the breeding and which way I did it, or which way we did it, I should say. So the reason I am making this video also is to give you guys a little extra, I guess you could call it care about your animals. So I went to Petco, and I think it was PetSmart, so let me just double check here. Yeah, I think it was Petco and Pet Supplies Plus. So they all had their ways that you take care of their mice. And I would have thought that they would have been extremely similar or dead set on the same thing. And to my surprise, they actually weren't. They were quite different, and I was very surprised. So one of the things I'm going to say here was things to remember feeding-wise. Petco says fresh food and water should always be available. A limited amount of grain, vegetables, fruits, and Timothy hay may be given daily, but should not exceed 10% of their total diet, and veggies and fruits eaten within 24 hours should be discarded. So that's what Petco said. So if you go to Pet Supplies Plus, you see a totally different thing. Full water must be available at all times. Refill it daily. Be sure to clean out the inside. Which is cool. And then the food is, I think this is the one, yeah. This is the one that didn't really have anything about food, which I was really surprised. Oh, feeding. Commercially prepared mouse diets are available at all pet stores. Plain, pellet, rodent block diets are the best, as they offer a complete balanced diet. Diets that include seeds, treats seem to be nicer to your pet, but many mice only pick out the treats and not eat the pellets. This may result in a malnutrition or obesity. You can feed seeds as a treat to your pet by training or taming purposes, but be sure to replenish the food in your mouse's cage often. Fresh food. Healthy fresh food, vegetables, grains, and also feed your mice. Offer these treats in small amounts, as they may cause diarrhea if they feed too great of an amount. So it is similar, but at the same time, I don't there's so much more detail in the Pet Supplies Plus one, and then Petco's just kind of like, where'd it go? Petco's just kind of like, fresh food, limited amount of this. So one is so detailed and the other one's just plain and simple. I don't know about you, but I don't like a whole lot of words that tell me or are repetitive. I just kind of like, hey, do this, this, and this, and you'll be fine. I get why Pet Supplies Plus does it, but I just read you all of that. Like, this whole section right here, like that whole section is all just about food. And you heard me attempt to say it. It's like, why didn't you just say, do this, this, and this? It's so much easier. Okay, and the next one is, the housing environment. And the housing environment is funny because it recommends stuff for your mice. The one thing you want to be careful of, though, is what you put in there. Because it says you can have toys like Timothy-based commercial mouse and rat food, hay, shredded bedding. Okay, so here's kind of where I'm like, you should specify more. Because mouse and rat food, and I learned this the hard way. We both learned this the hard way, actually, me and Morgan. The mice and rat food, mice and rats are totally two different creatures. Ergo, they can eat two different things, and their diets are similar, but they're not the same. So if you see mouse and rat food, be very careful because you can't mix their diets. Now, there's also a thing where it says mice, rat, or gerbil, hamster, and mice food, which we tried to get, and it actually ended up killing 2 of our mice because there was stuff in it that we didn't realize they couldn't have. And that's the other thing you gotta be careful of is they can't have the same stuff. So you can't feed them everything that like another animal could have, like a hamster or a rat. So that's one thing you have to be super careful of, which they don't really specify in this. And that's kind of the whole reason I printed this out, was like, okay. And then another diet that they have is they eat occasional crickets and mealworms, which I've never heard of a mouse eating crickets or mealworms. That's interesting to me. But if you bear with me for a second, I have to go do something. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I told you, first time doing this live by myself. So I think it kicked me off because it didn't hear me talking anymore. If only it were that simple to kick me off like that. Alright. Getting the live chat going again, so the live feed going. Here we go. So as I was saying, the last video that I made about 5 minutes ago, it kicked me off because it didn't hear me talking, but I was talking about the differences and similarities that Petco and Pet Supplies Plus have about caring for your mice. I was pretty much done actually with that one. The only thing I have to say is the biggest thing I had to say was that it was so much more detailed, and it wasn't just plain and simple. And if you have like little kids trying to take care of it, and you give them like this whole list of stuff, it would be kind of complicated to for a kid to understand, I feel. And then the other thing I have is we did a myth episode. I don't remember which one exactly was the myth episode, but we did one. So I actually want to do one of the facts about mice that people probably didn't know. So yes, I know I have a Minecraft mug. Yes, I have a lot to drink behind me, I know. I'm kind of used to talking a lot, so. Okay, so. The first thing that I would have thought you guys may or may not have known is that there are more than 30 known species of mice. I think it's actually kind of cool, personally, because The only ones I know of are fancy and dwarf mice and field mice. So knowing that there's 27 other mice out there, that's kind of cool to me personally. I think that's pretty sweet. You may or may not hear this in the background, but it is Great Balls of Fire, and it is not a sponsor, nor do I own the rights to it. I just wanted something in the background, because it sounds kind of cool. Next, mice have poor eyesight, but they make up for it with great hearing and smell, which I think is actually pretty cool. I knew that mice had really bad eyesight, and it's just natural for them. I think it's just how, evolution-wise, I think that's just how it happened, that they ended up having, like, terrible eyesight. But it's the fact that they make up for it in other aspects, you know, like their hearing and their smell, which is, you know, better. Number 3 is their tails can grow as long as their bodies. I mean, can you imagine, like, now Moo's a really poor example of this, and I say that Moo's a really poor example of this because Moo is the runt of her litter, but you can see her tail's actually pretty long and it's about the size of her. Well, Cheese does not want to be picked up right now. She kind of just nipped at me. But if you can see, the Moo's tail is about as long as her body. And Moo's kind of like her daddy, if you can see. If I put her upside down, she likes to be upside down. I think that's the coolest part. I didn't show you guys. She likes to go upside down. She likes that. So, the next thing is, in 1928, Walt Disney made the first mouse, Mickey Mouse. It was the first character to be used in cartoon and animation. So since then, they had Speedy Gonzales, Jerry from Tom and Jerry, and Stuart Little. You would have thought, that's a really cool fact to me personally, is that Mickey Mouse was that first mouse character. Because, you know, there was Goofy, Pluto, Donald, you know, and so Mickey was the first mouse that they put in, which was kind of cool. Let me just really quickly. Female mice can start having babies up to 2 months old. So what I mean by that is they can start pretty much getting it on, as you will, by 2 months old, which is kind of creepy. But if you think about mice, they have such a short lifespan that it makes sense. And they can give up to 12. They can give up to 12 babies at once every 3 weeks. So every 3 weeks they can get pregnant again. Excuse me, I don't have enough tanks for that. I don't have enough tanks to deal with that every 3 weeks. I don't have enough time either. I can barely make time to make a video for you guys, let alone every 12 weeks, making sure babies are okay. Males are called bucks, females are called does, and babies are either called kittens or pinkies. This one I was confused about because I could have sworn baby mice were called pups. Could have sworn that, but I guess they're not called that, which is quite interesting. So, and the other thing I want to talk about with you guys, because I know this is like the big elephant in the room, if you can't already tell, that there's a pride flag behind me. Yes, this page is pride friendly. This page is also disability friendly as well. I do have a service dog that helps me out. And I'm almost making that sponsor night because it's my company, so I'm allowed to sponsor it with this video. My company is called Dakota Psychiatric Service Dog Dakota. We are on Facebook. Also, it might be called Team 530. And I will do another video after this that explains what that is and kind of share with you guys what that is and why I want the two to kind of coexist with each other. So, thank you for watching this video. Okay, so part 2. As you can see, Facebook Livers, I didn't stop the video for you guys, but I stopped it and started over for the one on my phone. Now, like I said in the last video, I am pride friendly, with the pride flag behind me, and I am also disability friendly because I have a service dog. And the reason my company is sponsoring right now, I'm sponsoring the next 2 videos. I actually sponsor the whole thing because, it's my company. But the reason I want to put awareness out about being LGBT friendly and service dog friendly is because of what I do, which is I am an advocate for both. I'm an advocate for being LGBT friendly because I'm LGBT friendly. I am personally me on bi both ways, and then I'm also I have a disability that allows me to have a service dog, and then I'm also in an open relationship. So to me, I am very open about most stuff. The thing that I think needs more information out there is pretty much just me in general, is why I dress this way, why I look this way, why my hair's so short, I know a lot of people out there don't know a lot about it, and if you guys want to know more information about just being LGBT friendly, go to your local LGBTQ, area in your city. Each city kind of has this LGBT friendly neighborhood. Just go there and you can find more information out. You can look online. You can join groups. You can get to know people. We're just like you. Basically, the only difference is we just do things a little differently. We dress differently, we act differently. But we're all human though, and that's what we need to get out there, is that we're all human, no matter what. We just might be different in a sense. And with the service dog, Dakota the Psychiatric Service Dog is on Facebook, and you can find him under that, or Team 530, as well as Wix.com. The link will be in the description below of Dakota the Psychiatric Service Dog. So, thank you so much for enjoying this video. Hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you for the next video.